Percentage word problems. This is a lesson that teaches students how to take a word problem with percentages, use a sentence frame, and then a formula in order to solve. So it introduces the formula is over of equals percent over 100. And they're going to start with a sentence frame. So if they have this word problem and I have the numbers that they need in red, so that kind of helps the students pick out the numbers. And then the arrow tells them that they're going to move to the next slide. So you have two numbers here, 30 and 36. They need to put these in the correct place in the sentence frame. I always instruct them to do the percentage first because that's the easiest one to do. So the percentage is 30%, so 30 is going to go right here in the center. And they just click on the outside of that blue box and move it into place. Now, the number 36, they need to decide where that goes. Okay, so it tells them that the last blank is for the total. Well, there are not 36 students total, there's 36 students wearing a t-shirt. So it's not the total, so it's going to go in this first blank. And they move to the next slide, same word problem. Now they're going to move these three. So the blank where there is nothing is going to be the X. That's what we have to solve for. So they're just going to do the same thing they did on the previous slide. 36 is 30%. I'll just move that up a little bit. Of X. X is what we don't know. We don't know the total number of students. Okay, and then we're going to take this from the sentence frame and put it into the formula is over of equals percent over 100. And again, the percentage is the easiest one. I would always do that one first. Is 36 is the number next to is, and X is next to of. Now that we've got that in the formula, we're going to move to the next slide. And they're going to check to see if they did that correctly. Okay, so we're going to check all the answers here on slide 6 with what they did on slide 5. Now they have it in the formula. All they need to do is cross multiply and solve for X. So if they cross multiply, means and extremes, they're going to multiply 36 times 100, set that equal to 30 times X. Now they multiply the 36 times 100, they get 3,600 equals 30x. And then to solve, they just divide both sides by 30, and they get an answer of x equals 120. So on the next slide, they're just going to type in how many students are at the assembly. Well, they solved for x, so it's 120. They just have to type it in. Second word problem, they do the same thing. Okay, I have the numbers in the problem in red, and they just have to move them into the correct place in the sentence frame. Next slide, they're just going to duplicate that here, and then move it from the sentence frame into the formula. Solve for x, and then the total cost of the drum set is. They have a third word problem, do the same thing. Here they're going to be typing in the answers. And then the fifth word problem is just a little bit more tricky. In a math class, 3 students received an A. If 12% received an A, how many students did not receive an A? So they're just going to type in the correct numbers. They have to find the numbers this time. They're not in red. So 3 and 12. 3 is 12% of, and we don't know. This would be the total number of students, so it still doesn't answer the question. But they need to find the total number of students. They're going to type in students here, which is the number. How many students received an A? Well, they have to go back and look. It was 3. And if there are 25 total students, then the number who did not receive an A would be that 25, subtract the 3, which would give them 22. So you've got to think a little bit on this last one. All of the teacher slides are completed on this slide deck. So if you want a copy to give the students, just come up here to File, make a copy of the entire presentation, and then just delete the completed slides for the student.